Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, in the studio on a Tuesday morning. So I kind of knew this was going to happen, up until the fact that college football said we're going to expand the teams. Everything fit just so perfectly. You could get the bowl games in there. You could get the national championship kind of around it. And then the NFL playoffs would happen and no problem. Well, once they expanded that, the NFL then said, okay, well, I guess we're going to play on some of these days. And now you're going to see, I think, kind of a head off, don't you?
An agreement with college football allowed to schedule games when the season has ended on Saturdays. And they've done that for years and years and years. Well, now it's going to interfere if the field expands to 16, going to interfere with the telecast. Well, that's college football's that's a money grab for college football. They have the sponsors, they have the first round of the playoff games, and they need the revenue, and they ain't going to get it because ratings going up against the NFL, I don't care who you are, right now in this era, they're going to lose big time. So college football is very disturbed at this. It's going to require negotiations, and I'm sure the NFL will play along with them because the NFL needs the college help. That's the minor league. Come on. Despite what anybody says, it is the minor leagues, and these guys are being paid for it. But the fact is that college football and NFL have to come to some kind of an agreement. Again, I don't think it'll happen this year, but when that expansion does occur to 16 teams, and it will, then I think you'll see a standoff.
Yeah, and for the fan, I think everybody wins because that just means lots of football all the time, which I'm not going to complain. I would never sit here and say that. 2 entries for the Indy 500 allegedly violated updates on cars. It's so funny because they say if you're not cheating in racing, you're not racing. So, I mean, the one that they catch like a year or two ago, the only reason they caught it was because it was on display in the museum, and then they saw it after the fact. Which, again, that's the nature of the beast. It's always been that way.
And this is the Penske team. This is the royalty of all of Indy racing, all of racing, period, as far as that's concerned. Roger Penske, my gosh, there is the total authoritarian of all of this, and it's 2 of his drivers, both of whom are veteran drivers. Joseph Newgarden's a 2-time Indy 500 champion, and Will Power has been racing for years and years and years on the circuit. Anyway, in the racing inspection prior to the qualifications last Sunday, they both were found to have, quote, body fit, end quote, irregularities. What in the hell is this? Anyway, there were modifications to the attenuators, this is all beyond me, on the back of the car, and the modifications were not permitted by the Indy judging committee. So, fines of $100,000 each to the drivers, suspension for some of their crew, and to the back of the pack. They have to start in the last row, numbers 32 and 33. There are 33 drivers in the Indianapolis 500, and one of those 2, Will Power or Joseph Newgarden, will be last. Don't count on them finishing there. These are skilled drivers who will somehow work their way through the pack, and injuries, of course, notwithstanding, get back in there. But the fact of the matter remains, it is a substantial penalty, and it puts kind of I don't want to say a smudge on Indy racing, because you're right. These things do happen all the time, and that's why they have inspection crews.
Yeah, but I think I was trying to figure out who said it. It was Darrell Waltrip, and the actual quote was, if you don't cheat, you look like an idiot. If you cheat and you don't get caught, you look like a hero. If you cheat and get caught, you look like a dope. Put me where I belong. I love that so much.
That's not Indy, though. That's NASCAR.
That's NASCAR, but still, I mean, it's racing. That's the point, which, again, it's not just Indy and it's not just NASCAR. So baseball Bears, they're in the postseason, right?
They are indeed, and they play tomorrow night. Not tonight, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock up in Normal, Illinois. Hopefully the weather conditions will be just fine. And the Bears are playing, that's the second round of the Valley Tournament. The first round is today, and it's the playoff round. And the Bears will play one of the survivors from there, yet to be determined. But the fact of the matter remains, the Bears they are in, and they play at 7 o'clock. It is double elimination, except for today, where single elimination, you're out. But starting tomorrow, double elimination, so you get a couple of chances. Anyway, the Bears play at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. Go Bears.
How do we like the chances?
They are fair. The Bears have one half of the Missouri Valley Conference Championship. As everybody knows, when the Bears get on a roll, they can hit the ball. but can they pitch?
So St. Louis Cardinals took one from my Kansas City Royals over the weekend, and now they face off with one of the best teams in Major League Baseball.
31 wins the Detroit Tigers have. They are the winningest team in the major leagues, but they aren't last night. The Cardinals, I'll tell you, Mike, the Cardinals are pushing every one of the right buttons. This is really a hell of a streak that they're on right now. They walloped the Tigers 11-4 in a game that was held up for quite a while because of rain. Now, when it was held up, it was still an official game. The Cardinals had a 6-0 lead at the time, but they go on to win 11-4. Sonny Gray, who got the start, was nothing short of outstanding. He pitched 6 innings, had 10 strikeouts in that 6 innings. Then you have Jordan Walker, who's suddenly coming around. He had a couple of RBIs. So did Pedro Pajes. And a big win for the Cardinals, 11-4. Play again tonight up at Busch Stadium against the Tigers. And the Tigers, while they are not a name team in terms of players, they're pretty good. They're a young ball club that's coming on.
My Royals are facing, hopefully, an easier team, at least one that's probably matched with them right now in record, and that would be the San Francisco Giants.
Every team in the National League West, including the Giants, is above 500, except for the Colorado Rockies. And they are so far below 500, they'll never see the light of day. They lost again last night. They're now 8 wins and 39 or 40 losses, somewhere around there. This is just horrendous. Anyway, the Royals go to Oracle Park in San Francisco and beat the Giants 3-1 last night. Big home run for Vinny Pasquantino in the 8th inning. He had 2 RBIs in the game, and a very good game pitched by Chris Bubich, and the Royals are playing well. They are not a great offensive team, but when you have the likes of Pasquantino in there and Bobby Witt Jr. and people like that, you're going to win your share of the games, and I think they will. So a win for the Royals in their first game on the West Coast this year, 3-1 over the San Francisco Giants.
So, all right, did you see this NBA playoffs?
I did not see the Minnesota Timberwolves. I did see Oklahoma City playing in it.
What about the Knicks getting this far?
No.
I mean, there's been a couple of them where I've been like, wow, this is not how I had pictured it to be. But again, the NBA is rigged, so what are you going to say? I'm just kidding. I'll take my aluminum foil hat off. I'm just kidding.
Well, there have been incidents that make you wonder sometimes.
Sure as hell do, my friend. But as a Chiefs fan, I can't say that too often because everyone claims the same against us. So I'm just going to sit here and keep my mouth shut.
Well, first game in the NBA, these are the conference championships. The winners of these playoffs go to the NBA championship round, the best-of-7 finals. Minnesota Timberwolves did not see them there, but they're no joke. They're a really, really good team. Rudy Gobert, a young man from France who is 6'11", 7 feet, is really anchoring this team. They have some very good players, but so do the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is a team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is really one of the top players in the world, and he's the star of that team. And I say, boy, he's a great player. He'll really help the Olympic team, and he will for Canada. That's where he's from.
Yep.
He'll play against the United States. Did he go to college in the USA? Of course. Went to Kentucky. He was one of Calipari's one-and-done guys. But Gilgeous-Alexander can really play the game. Anyway, this will be the first of a best-of-7, and they begin tonight in Oklahoma City. Now, the Stanley Cup first of best-of-7 semifinals is also occurring. Florida Panthers against the Carolina Hurricane. Who would have thought teams from the Southeast would be playing in a Stanley Cup semifinal? It's going to happen, and it begins tonight, and should be a lot of fun. Should be good viewing.
It is, and again, it's that time of the year where things are starting to get going and things are coming to an end, but it means more sports for us to talk about, so that keeps us happy. Ned, you have a good Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow.